Hey, Reverend JJ, back at the Lotus Lounge. So things are continuing to unfold. There are troops in DC and several buildings that have been boarded up in DC. So the zoo is closed, the Holocaust Museum is closed, the National Archives is closed, JFK Center of the Performing Arts is closed, the National Cherry Blossoms Festival was canceled, the Arlington National Cemetery is closed to the public, the Museum of the Bible is closed, National Capitol and House and the Senate buildings are closed to the public, and all tours have been suspended. The Library of Congress is closed to the public. The FBI building is closed to the public. The Pentagon is closed to the public. All those buildings are closed right now in DC. There are 92,000 troops, I was told, that are currently stationed in DC right now. Today's June 30th, 2021. So that's pretty crazy. Now, I'm also seeing that the rollout of Nasara is coming. And I saw a video that it's already been implemented in Portugal and Belize. So 34 quadrillion, that's a quadrillion, was seized from the Vatican. 34 quadrillion. So that's what has been stolen for decades. And that's what we're going to see being returned back to the people. That's what Nasara is about. So, excuse me. The Nasara Act actually was passed by Congress in the year 2000, but it was never proclaimed. It was designed to provide a new economic system for the world during the present time of transition. Nasara is designed to erase poverty and all its attendants ills from Earth during a transitional period preceding Ascension, so that the planet's sovereign citizens can again focus their spiritual attention on planetary transformation. And I just think that's fucking awesome. So let me tell you, and I don't even remember if I did a video on Nasara. I know I touched on it, but I don't remember if I talked about what that meant. I may have, so hopefully I'm not repeating myself, but I'm not sure if everybody's listened to every single episode. So I want to touch on that because it's going to be implemented and it's being rolled out. So here's what's going to happen. So a law was passed in the United States in March of 2000 and signed into law October of 2000. The law is called Nasara, the National Economic Security and Reformation Act. All politicians and media members are under a gag order to not speak of it publicly until it's officially announced. This new law will first be enacted in the United States and eventually will be rolled out across the world. So that doesn't sound completely accurate because it's already happened in Portugal and Belize. So these smaller countries that have little resistance this is happening for them. And it actually just happened yesterday in Portugal and Belize. So it's going to forgive all credit card, mortgage, student loan, and other bank debt that's due to illegal banking and government activities. It dissolves the IRS and ends all income tax. It creates a flat rate for non-essential, new items only, sales tax, food, medicine, and all used items will not be taxed. It increases benefits to senior citizens. It returns constitutional law to all courts and legal matters, and retrains the judges and attorneys in constitutional law. Because if I'm not mistaken, I believe right now they're following what's called maritime law. Provides for new representational elections within the constitutional law. Monitors elections and prevents illegal activities of billionaires and special interest groups. It ends the Federal Reserve System and begins a new U.S. Treasury bank system that follows constitutional law. Creates a new U.S. Treasury currency that will be backed by gold, silver, and precious metals, ending U.S. government bankruptcy. This will initiate global economic reform. It restores financial privacy. Ceases all aggressive U.S. government military action worldwide. Leads to peace throughout the world. Enables the release of over 6,000 patents of suppressed technologies and enormous sums of money for humanitarian purposes. The provisions of Nasara have been composed by visionaries who want to correct past wrongs against the people in the United States. It is supported and inspired by statesmen around the world as well as off-world as a vision of global peace, freedom, and prosperity. So here we are. It's going to be so crazy. It's going to establish a new presidential and congressional election within 120 days after Nasara is announced. So there's 120 days to establish a new government after it's announced. And it hasn't been announced yet, but it should be getting announced soon. I was actually unaware that the Gesara Act was signed in 2000. And ironically, I believe it occurred prior to the 9/11 incident, because if I'm not mistaken, I think that was 2001. Was it? Not exactly sure. But this has been here since then. And here we are, 2021. And it was signed in 2000. So get ready. And I told you I invested in gold and silver and in the new financial system. It's a quantum financial system, QFS. I'm hearing that it's going to be backed by gold, and that's because of all the gold that was found and brought back because it was stolen. And I had talked about that in another episode before. So So we're looking at some amazing things that are going to be coming down the pike here. And I'm really excited. So fingers crossed. Hopefully this shit's coming. So just a couple of things that I wanted to kind of touch on. But Rudolf Steiner wrote about the elimination of the soul with medicine. And this was, he says he was born in 1861 and died in 1925. All right, so this was quite some time ago. Yeah, super phlegmy. So he writes, eliminate the soul with medicine. In the future, we will eliminate the soul with medicine under the pretext of a healthy point of view. There will be a vaccine by which the human body will be treated as soon as possible directly at birth, so that the human being cannot develop the thought of the existence of soul and spirit. The materialistic doctors will be entrusted the task of removing the soul of humanity. As today, people are vaccinated against this disease or that disease, so in the future, children will be vaccinated with a substance that can be produced precisely in such a way that people, thanks to this vaccination, will be immune to being subjected to the madness of spiritual life. He would be extremely smart, but he would not develop a conscience, and that is the true goal of some materialistic circles. With such a vaccine, you can easily make the etheric body loose in the physical body. Once the etheric body is detached, the relationship between the universe and the etheric body would become extremely unstable, and man would become an automaton, for the physical body of man must be polished on this earth by spiritual will. So the vaccine becomes a kind of force. Man can no longer get rid of a given materialistic feeling. He becomes materialistic of constitution and can no longer rise to the spiritual. And this is what the vaccine is doing. Some people are talking about the gene luciferase that this can potentially interfere with. Interesting that it's called luciferase. So I'm doing just a short episode today, but I wanted to report on and give some information about Gasara. I believe it's coming. So, release and cleanse your energy. Let go and release your emotions in your conscience, in your conscious conversations with the universe, instead of bottling it all up. Releasing old stagnant energies helps cleanse your nervous system. Prioritize your mental and emotional health. Be compassionate with you and free yourself from the pent-up energy through crying, exercise, sharing, journaling, or creative outlets instead of projecting your energy. It's healing to stay attuned and take care of yourself unconditionally. Keep in mind that humans are emitting wavelengths of light that are undetectable to the naked eye, called ultra-weak photon emissions, UPE. This makes us literal light beings. In fact, the bodies require continual consumption of condensed sunlight in the form of food in order to survive. This recycled sun energy from our food is only accessible to the body through minerals, which are conduits for light and electricity. This is why minerals are sometimes referred to as frequencies of light. I choose to see the light. I see in the world what I carry in my heart, and I choose to focus on the beauty, the love, and the positive. I have hope, and so I can see there is light despite all of the darkness. I am brave enough to explore the darkness that I might rediscover the power of my own light. Even in the middle of darkness, in fear's strongest efforts to sway me, I can see the light shining still. Love will cast out all fear, and so my faith remains tethered to love. So yeah, we got a lot of shit happening. And I'm really looking forward to when I can say I told you so. Because I know lots of people think I am off my rocker. And I even tried telling my kid about Gesara, and of course he wanted to challenge, and he's like, don't you understand what would happen? Do you even understand what 34 quadrillion is? So if everybody became millionaires, then that means that doesn't even mean anything anymore. And he's not grasping the concept that the point is that we don't have to stay in this debt slave paradigm. The point is to free everybody of the economic restraints, so that way you can focus on yourself. So we're not stuck in this 9-to-5 hamster wheel bullshit grind that's been created that isn't even supposed to be natural. So we have some amazing things, I am hoping, that are going to be coming to fruition here very soon. So some people might be seeing like forgiveness letters on their debts, and credit scores being wiped out and changed, and it's pretty much going like back to zero. It's kind of like, I guess, the best way that I could say that. But I hope y'all are doing okay. Make sure you are staying grounded. Walk around barefoot. Absorb the electromagnetic frequency of Mother Earth. Very important to stay grounded. So you can find me on my website, jjlotusTherapy.com. Lots to look forward to. Big changes coming. I anticipate liberation and freedom from the chains that bind. Love y'all. Namaste.